Calma, calma, calma. Sei que você deve estar bastante ansioso para ver essa entrevista, mas eu prometo que vai ser bem rápido. Eu preciso aqui apresentar para quem não conhece o Psychoff, por que a gente fez esse alarde todo, seja por e-mail, Instagram, Facebook, enfim, por que a gente fez isso. O Psychoff foi um cara, um trader, né, que fez nada mais, nada menos que 223 mil euros na Copa do Mundo. Isso representa na cotação atual 1 milhão e 400 mil reais. Então é muito dinheiro. Então a gente conseguiu essa oportunidade de entrevistá-lo. Lembrando que o dono desse quadro aqui, Boteco do Clubão, é o Gabigol, ele que é o representante aqui do clube. E eu tive essa oportunidade muito pela questão do idioma, né? O Gabigol não fala inglês, então o Psychoff só se comunica em inglês ou em turco, que é o idioma original dele, né? O Psychoff não é inglês, ele é turco. Então a gente conseguiu essa oportunidade de entrevistá-lo e eu fui designado a isso. Foi uma honra de verdade, eu nunca tinha entrevistado ninguém. Então entrevistar em outro idioma é bastante complicado, muito por ser inexperiente, né, na questão da entrevista. Então foi muito bom, foi uma experiência incrível, sendo bem sincero, foi uma experiência muito gratificante. Vocês vão ver aí minha cara de felicidade na entrevista, como eu estava animado, empolgado. A princípio, quando eu recebi essa notícia, Baguinho, você quer entrevistar o Psychoff? Eu falei, claro, mas por dentro eu estava bastante nervoso, muito por conta de saber o que ele representava, né? Não só para a comunidade brasileira, mas como para o mundo. Então foi uma responsabilidade muito grande. Espero que vocês gostem da entrevista, já deixa aquele dedo no like, comenta aqui abaixo. Se você não comentar, eu vou ficar bastante chateado, porque essa entrevista deu bastante trabalho, contato com o Psychoff, agendar a entrevista, enfim, vocês vão ver aí que o Psychoff é um cara muito bacana. Essa entrevista foi muito boa, beleza? A gente falou de tudo, falamos de aspecto psicológico, mercado, conhecemos um pouquinho melhor sobre o Psychoff, como ele começou no trade, como ele desenvolveu o método dele de over. Para quem não sabe, ele criou o famoso alerta de gols, que ficou conhecido mundialmente. Então vocês vão ver aí nessa entrevista. Deixa aquele dedo no like. Tamo junto. Vamos lá. Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Boteco do Clubão. We are here today with our first international guest. He's a legend, he's known as Psychoff. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity of interviewing Psychoff. How are you?
Thank you, I'm fine, thank you very much.
I'm Wagner, by the way, and we are very glad for having you here in Clube da Aposta. So let's get started. Would you like to introduce yourself to the Brazilian community?
Sure. My real name is Ersan and I'm originally from Turkey. We have moved to the UK 3 years ago in 2016 November with my family. I have a family here as well, my wife and 2 children living in the UK with them.
How long have you been trading in Betfair?
It's 15 years now.
Okay, 15.
I started in 2005 January, but in those days, I think we will talk about with details later. In those days, I was trading very amateurish. I was not aware of the possibilities in the Betfair, but I first started in 2005, yes.
Okay, where do you live now and why?
And in the south coast, Southampton.
Okay.
There are several reasons that we moved to the England. The first of them is Turkey is struggling with some democracy in the last years, as all of you know. So we were looking for living in a better country, especially for our children's education and other stuff. The second reason is the restrictions in betting, gambling in Turkey. When I started 15 years ago, it was legal and there wasn't a problem in playing gambling in Betfair or other bookmakers. But I think 7 or 8 years ago, it was totally restricted. There is only one bookmaker running by government, you can play from them. It's not an exchange, it's just a bookmaker. But their odds are very, very low. So you can't use any exchange or other services. So if you want to do this in Turkey, you need to be illegal. This is the second big reason that we moved to England, because it's totally legal here. We don't have any problem joining to any exchange or gambling.
Okay. Here in Brazil, we are facing some stuff about. We are developing some stuff about the law, but that's okay. I understand your point. So that would be very interested if we knew a little bit about your background. So before you become a trader, what did you do for a living?
Originally, I'm a doctor. I'm a medical doctor. I went to the medical school, and after educating from medical school, I get psychiatry education, and I'm a psychiatry consultant. So I'm a psychiatrist. I worked as a psychiatrist for years in the Turkey. I had my own office, and I was interviewing with my patients in my office until we moved to the UK. So my real job is or was being a psychiatrist. But in these days, before Brexit, England was a part of the EU, and they were ruling the EU rules. So Turkey is out of the EU, so they don't accept our diplomas or certificates. You need to do something more to prove that you're a doctor and you have some qualifications, and it will take some time. It's about 1 year or more. So in England, I didn't want to complete my education because I'm old enough to learn something more.
You're not that old. Come on, how old are you?
I'm 48.
You're not that old. Come on, I'm 31. Can you believe it?
Really?
I'm 31 with that
You
face.
look longer. Yeah. Sorry,
You
younger.
too. You too. You too.
Thank you. So I didn't want to complete my education, but in these bad days, I wrote to NHS, and I said that I want to be a volunteer if they accept my proficiency or qualifications as a doctor. I am ready to help, and I'm waiting a reply from them if they accept my situation in these days. I am ready to help so to vulnerable people or whatever NHS want me to work, wherever.
Do you still help people like with psychology and that stuff, or
Not legally,
okay.
but sometimes my friends or my relatives ask something from the internet, or they ask some advice. Of course, I help my relatives or friends, but not legally. Or I'm not working in a hospital, or I'm not working in a
Okay.
office.
Okay. The other question I have for you is how and why did you decide to become a trader, and how does this change come about?
Oh, it's not a one day story. It's not happened like this. One day I woke up and I said I want to be a
Okay, I
trader.
understand.
It started with just I said with amateurish. Uh, it was the first days of uh, exchange markets in the world, so nobody was knowing lots of things. Most people are trying to understand what's happening in exchange, and one of my friends, I guess, showed me the Betfair, and I first tried to understand what's going on there. What are these odds? What are their meanings? And BetAngel, I started to use BetAngel in those days as well, because I think it's the only application in that date that you can use. So I started to use BetAngel, and I started to make some trials. with little stakes, buying and selling. Um, that's how I started. So
I suppose you loved football before.
yes, yes,
You
too
have
much.
loved
Yes,
since then. Okay.
yes, yes.
We
I
always do.
love watching football, whatever it is. It's trading or something. It doesn't matter. If there is a football match in the TV,
Really?
you can show that I will watch it. Yes,
I guess you're missing that a lot, aren't you?
yes, yes. All of
Okay.
them.
Are you a fan of any clubs in Brazil or in Turkey? By the
Uh,
way,
in, T-
what team do you root for?
in Turkey, it was Fenerbahce. I was a Fenerbahce
Oh,
fan, but they are going bad in the last 2 or 3 years. Uh, in England, I support my city's team, which is Southampton FC.
okay.
I'm sometime or rarely going to the matches to the stadium because I'm busy with trading in the time schedule in the weekends. So I don't have time to go to Southampton matches all the time.
Mhm.
Uh, and I have a sympathy for Liverpool.
Liverpool,
I am not a supporter, but I have just a sympathy to
the
them.
actual
Yeah.
champion. Okay.
Because of Mohamed Salah, probably.
Oh, probably.
Because I
Okay.
like him.
Okay. Do you know any Brazilian teams?
To be honest, just the names. Uh, I love trading in Brazilian or South American games, but because of the
Really?
time difference, yes,
Okay.
because of the time difference, especially when I was in Turkey, there is a big time difference between Turkey and Brazil. In England, it's better. I think we have 4 hours between us. But
Yes.
when in Turkey, it's 6 or 7 hours. So it's after the midnight. Your matches are after the midnight for Turkey. So I can't say I'm following Brazilian league very closely, but I know some teams.
Like,
But that's all.
like
Like Santos.
Santos. Come on, Santos have no crowd. Come on, it's the, it's the
What should I say? What's your team there?
I am Corinthians, the best one.
Corinthians.
Come on, the last Brazilian champions of the world. I don't know if you remember against Chelsea, but okay, that's okay.
We had a legendary player from Brazil, which is Alex de Souza.
Alexi, we here in Brazil call
Yeah,
him Alex Big Head because he has a big head.
really.
Really?
Yes, he's a legend in Turkey, and all the
Yes.
Fenerbahce fans, and I am sure the other team supporters love him too much because he gave more than 10 years to Fenerbahce. And he's a very good player. He's a very good character. Turkish people love him too much. Not just Fenerbahce fans, all of them.
He's a
He,
he's a legend here too. He played in like 4 or 3 teams, and he's a legend in all of them. All of them.
no, good to hear that.
Yeah, he's a legend.
And we are waiting for him to return to Fenerbahce one day as a manager.
I hope he really do. Okay. Did anyone of your family support when you decide to become a trader? How did you tell them? Because here in
Uh,
Brazil, it's very hard to tell our family that, oh, mom, I am becoming a trader in Betfair. I'm leaving my job. Can you tell us how did your family accept this decision?
I understand what you mean because lots of my friends have the same problem explaining to their wives or family about what they are doing. Um, I can't remember exactly how how it occurred. When trading, you must steal lots of time from your family
I agree.
because it takes hours and hours, especially in the weekends. So your uh, family and your wife and children starts to moaning about you are not giving your time to us. Why are you watching television or football always? Blah blah blah. Uh, and if you say I'm trading, this is a job, and I can make a living from this, they want to see the results. So if you are not profiting, uh, they they don't accept what you are doing. In my case, I started to be profitable very early. So I didn't need to convince them that uh, I will profit from this, because they already saw that I am profitable. So I didn't have a big problem at the beginning. But in 5 or 10 years later, my wife after we reached a certain level of economical level, and she said that it's enough for us. You don't need to work too hard, and you don't need to give lots of time uh, and give us some more time. And they were right. So I'm in the last years, I'm trying to decrease my time that I give to trading. And he's at, but it's very difficult, especially if you are not in profit. It's very difficult to say your family that you are going to make a living from
I get it.
trading and leave your job.
I get it.
Um,
My next question would be how are they facing it right now? But you already answered. And
they are
actually,
completely okay now.
okay. Do they know what to do? Because my family doesn't. For example, I tried to explain to my family what do I do, but they can't understand. I mean, they don't understand what I do, but they accept it. Is your family like mine?
Uh, they know what I'm doing. All
Okay.
my family, my wife, even my children, my father, my mother.
Okay.
But when they see that it's like betting, they have a prejudice that they say nobody can win from betting. You can win one day, you can win the second day, and you will lose all of them in the third day. So it's very difficult to convince them that
Okay.
this is different from betting. This is trading, and this has a logic. This has a mathematic.
Okay.
But it's difficult.
Okay. I'm sorry for asking you this, but how many children do you have?
Two,
Two. How old are they?
19, uh,
19.
19 my son, and 15 my daughter.
15. Okay. 15 was the time you have begun. Okay. So it was difficult to being a trader and giving attention to your kid. Like some people here in Brazil are traders and they have kids, so they find difficult to giving attention to their kids and giving attention to their football. How was this for you?
I'm trying to balance my
Okay.
time between them and between football and trading. Um, Especially weekends are the biggest problem
Yes, I
because
agree.
the matches start at uh, 12 o'clock in the noon and until 10 or sometimes 11. If you are going to watch South America, then you will have no pause. So I'm trying to find a balance. I'm saying that this is my job. I don't
Okay.
have another job, so I'm not going to
Okay.
work in the weekdays. So I need to work. If I have a work or job, I will be away for 8 hours or 10 hours a day. So this is the same. They need to
Understand.
consider this as a job, daily job.
Okay, perfect.
Mm.
Okay. What about Turkey? The people of your country know Betfair or they don't?
Some of them, uh, they, before the restrictions, lots of people were uh, playing with Betfair and betting from Betfair, but after the restrictions, some of them quit and they don't continue to uh, gamble or trade from Betfair. But some of them, especially the profitable ones, they try to find some ways to go through. Now I have some friends who are living in Turkey, still living in Turkey, and trading in Betfair, but they are not in big numbers. They are not hundreds. But I have, let's say, 5 or 10 friends who are still trading.
Okay, do you remember how did you find Betfair? Any of your friends told you or
Yes, yes. One of my friends
okay.
who is working in a television. Uh, He's an interpreter at the moment in the Turkish television. I think he showed Betfair to me.
Okay. Do you just told me you know some traders in Turkey, right? So what about the other countries except me? It doesn't count me or Roberto Tavares.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Especially when I moved to England, when I started to post my tweets. I have a Twitter account. I started to have lots of friends and lots of uh, traders. I met with lots of traders. So I have now plenty of friends all over the world who are working on trading on Betfair. Yes, I have.
Okay, I'm very curious about one thing. Why Psychoff? Why this name exactly? Because don't get me wrong, but psycho means like a crazy guy. But
Yes.
like coffee means coffee. What is it about?
It's a strange story. I mentioned it in another interview. Uh, when I first started, I was working in a clinic, medical clinic, and we were two, not one. I have a friend who is older than me and much more experienced than me about life, not trade. So he encouraged me. I need to mention this. When I first started, I was very successful, and in the first year, I made very good money. But after the first year, I became very greedy, and I thought that yes, I will be rich very quickly. I am the best trader in the world, and
Sorry to interrupt you, but here in Brazil we have some scammers that tell people that it's going to be easy to make money on Betfair. That's the point. You faced the same, I believe.
sure.
Of course. Sorry.
So I was in a surreal environment. I was dreaming about luxury cars, good houses. So I increased my stakes, and I started to lose money very fast. And after 6 months, I lost all of the money I won.
So
And
you broke an account.
yes, I broke
Oh,
my account. I borrowed some money from bank and from others, and I
really?
lost them as well.
Oh
So
my god.
I started here in the first year. After the first year, I go here. I went to here, and in this after 6 months, I was here. So I stopped because I didn't have any money left, and my wife doesn't know that I lost all the money we have. So one day when I am here and lost everything, I called my wife and said, I'm very sorry. I want to tell you something. In the trading business, I lost all the money we have, and I borrowed some money from the others, and I lost them as well. So we are in a very bad economical situation. Please forgive
Oh my
me, but
god.
this is the reality. We want to do something.
Did she
Uh, sh-
forgive you?
yes, she was very calm. She didn't get angry. I was expecting that she will become mad and shout at me,
I'm
but
sorry.
she didn't.
I'm sorry for asking this again, but is she the same wife that you have today? Is
Yes,
this okay? Oh,
yes.
amazing! That's amazing. That's a great story. Okay.
Yes, it's a exciting story. She didn't get very angry, and she said, "Okay, we can go through this. It's a difficult time, but we will be together. But promise me one thing: you will stop trading." Okay, I said,
Oh
"Okay, I will not trade in my life
my
again."
god.
I promised her. Uh, we went to another bank and we borrowed some money. She was working in a bank in that time. So we start to pay our loans and credits, everything. And I didn't trade for maybe 1 year. I completely stopped because I promised. And one day in the clinic, I had a friend. He was an ophthalmologist, eye doctor. Our rooms were near and beside each other, and we were very close. When we don't have any patients, we were chatting about life, about everything. And one day I mentioned him about this Betfair tragedy, trading tragedy. I said I was started successful and lost everything, blah blah blah. I explained him everything. He's a very wise man, and he said, "I have a proposal for you if you accept. I'm going to give you uh, approximately $3,000 if you accept,
Okay.
and I want you to start again. If you win, you will pay my $3,000 back. If you don't, it's not a problem. I will think that it's an investment and I lost my investment. But I believe in you. You just made a mistake. If you learned something from your mistake, then you will not do it again. Are you okay with this?" Yes, I was very excited, but I said, "I will ask my wife because I promised her." He said, "Okay, talk with your wife and come back to me." I came home with very excitement and said uh, he offered me a chance. We will lose nothing. If we lose, then we will lose his money, and he doesn't want it back. And she said, "Okay, if that's the point, and you promise that if you lose that money, you will stop again." Okay, I started again. Uh, we were talking about what I have done one day before. I was trading, and one day later we were discussing with my friend about how it has gone. So we started a blog. In those days, we have a blog. In those days, writing a blog was very popular. So we started to write a blog, and we started to post our daily results here, there. So I became successful again because I was very careful. I didn't risk too much money. I wasn't greedy, and I learned lots of lessons. And your question, where is Psychoff coming from? In the blog, we need to find an alias or a nickname. My consultancy is psychiatry, and his is ophthalmology. So
Oh.
psych coming from mine,
Oh.
and off coming from his.
Oh, no, I
So
get it.
Psychoff is our
Oh,
consultant names.
amazing, amazing.
Yes,
So,
it's considering psycho as a not a
okay,
good
okay.
name, but
That,
psycho comes from there.
that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yes, it's a strange story. So I explained my terrible experience as well, which is being greedy uh, isn't a good thing, and I paid it
For
very very big.
Okay, thank God you had a friend. That's what I call a friend that borrowed you
Sure, sure.
$3,000 without asking anything back. Amazing. I'm very impressed, really. Okay, let's talk now about good things. Okay, you became a reference because of your work in the goals market, right? Mostly in the
Yes,
World Cup 2018. You also trade in other markets, right?
sure.
Like, what percentage does each one of these markets represent to you? Like goals, match
Mhm.
odds, cork score, and all of this.
I trade in all of the markets you mentioned. Uh,
Okay.
Gold markets, unders, overs, uh, correct scores, and the match odds. I use these markets because the liquidity is best in these markets, as you know. Uh, the percentage, it's difficult to say any exact numbers, but I believe my percentage is bigger in the goal markets,
These
in
markets.
under overs and the correct scores. The match odds, uh, I can say maybe 30% of
Okay.
my trades.
Okay. Okay. Um, In the goals market, what's more important to you? The game or the market? What do you actually consider the most?
I can say both of them are important, but the market is more important than the game, because consider a game. Imagine a game, a very strong team playing with a very low level team. And lots of people can, if the game is open and the strong team is making pressure too much, then it's very easy to understand that there will be a goal and the strong team will score a goal very soon. Um, both of us can understand it very easily. You can understand me, even a 10-year-old schoolboy can understand it. But the thing is there a value to bet on a goal or not? That's the point. That understanding a goal is coming is not a point. Everybody can understand it, but sometimes the odds show value, but sometimes they don't. It's very important. So the market is more important than the game. Uh, that's why I consider and what I take into account when I decide to enter the market or not.
I remember I was following you in the World Cup 2018. I
Really?
remember in a specific game, France against Argentina. Do you remember this game? You don't?
No, I
Really?
don't. I can't remember games.
Really?
And
Come
this
on.
2 years ago. It's really impossible.
Really? France
Yes.
4, Argentina 3. Really? But let me tell you, I remember you were seeing the game. Argentina was winning 1-0 from France, and you suddenly bet over, I don't know, over 4 goals. And I was talking to myself, I was wondering, what does this guy see in the market? Really? What do you see in the market? Like, can you find value in odds easily?
It's like pricing something. For example, if you see a pen or a glass or a cell phone, mobile phone, uh, the pricing of it, what we call is saying value or not. For example, there's a cell phone here, mobile phone. Uh, if you say that this is an iPhone 10 and it's worth, let's say, £600, if someone wants to sell me this for 500, then it's value because I decide that this is worth 600 and someone is requesting 500. It's just the same. When I watch a game, uh, there are some odds uh, shaping in my mind then that I say, for example, in this match it should be 230. We are talking about unders, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
It's 20 minutes left. The game is 1-1. And according to my calculation, I say it should be around 2.30, 330, 230, sorry. If it is 190, 190 to lay, so it's value to lay, or it's, let's say, 260, it's value to back. It's same as valuing something. So I don't remember the game you mentioned.
Okay,
Um,
I do
bec- bec-
remember because of you.
uh, it's one of my properties, or uh, I don't remember the games that I trade in. I easily forget them, very easily. Uh, Even in days, for example, if you ask me yesterday's match, I possibly can't say the score or who played with who.
Oh my god.
Yes, I don't write them to my mind.
You just
I
do your stuff and that's it.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are just red ones, and your shirt like uh, whites and blacks. That's all.
Do you
I
get
I, I
emotional when you see a goal? Like, do you
No.
celebrate? Like, go, no?
Uh, no.
Sometimes. Come on. Man, never.
If it's a very very big win, sometimes
Okay,
like
okay.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
but
Uh,
I don't shout or I don't
okay.
express big emotions. No, no. When I win or when I lose, you see me like this. My
Amazing.
emotions doesn't change. No,
Okay.
I'm always same like a robot.
Okay, sometimes when I have a big win, I celebrate like it's the goal of my team, the final of the World Cup. Go! Okay, that's okay. I understand your very perspective. Okay, do
I'm trying to
you
be.
do you take do you consider any statistical or mathematical models? Do you
Never,
consider it? Never,
never, never,
never.
never.
Why?
Because yes,
Okay,
uh, I
that's intriguing. Okay.
I don't say my way is the right one, and nobody should follow the statistics or mathematics or numbers. Some of my friends follow them, and they are successful as well. But in my technique or in my style, I don't rely on the numbers. I rely on what I see. So these statistics or these in place stats are important for bookmakers to set the odds, to give the odds to you because they're important for them. But for me as a trader, I don't look at any of them, and I'm trying to get rid of them. I don't look at them because if I see some numbers, they can make me biased or uh, they can help me to misjudged judge what's happening. So I'm trying not to know anything about the teams. I'm trying not to know any numbers. Uh, if I'm able to do this, I am okay with knowing nothing about the teams. But I'm living uh,
Nothing, nothing, not even the squad, not even the formation,
nothing,
nothing,
not
nothing,
nothing,
not
nothing.
even
Yes,
the players, nothing.
no, no,
So
no.
you can work like in a tournament like Brazilian tournament or Belarus, for example. Are you working on Belarus, by the way?
Yes, yes,
So you're
and
going to work in an hour
I'm
and a
very
half.
and
Okay,
I'm very successful in Belarus because I don't know anything about the teams. I
okay.
don't know the league table. For example, I don't know the league tables. Uh, if you ask me who is the leader in Spain, La Liga, at the moment, I can say I really don't know at the moment who is the leader now. Barcelona or Real Madrid, possibly one of them, but I don't know.
So you don't care if the team
No,
is playing for the title or the relegation. You
no,
don't care about any of this.
no,
That's
no.
very intriguing.
The exclusion is just for last 2 or 3 games of the leagues. Uh, then you need to know which teams, because some teams are fighting for relegation, fighting against relegation, or someone is fighting for being a champion, getting the title. So you need to know them, but uh, because some teams doesn't don't care if they win or lose, because if they are in the eighth position they don't go to European Cups or something. The match is not important for them, but in the normal league I don't follow the league tables, but just for the last games.
Okay, here in Brazil we have this fight because some people believe only watching the game you will be profitable. Some people believe only watching
Hmm.
only seeing statistical method you're going to be profitable. You just proved that only watching the game you are profitable. So, do you believe people that only see statistical method is profitable?
Yes, because
Okay.
don't fight each other.
Yes, great.
Both of the methods are true. uh, some people like this way, some people like this. There isn't only one way to be profitable and successful.
Amazing.
This is my way, but I don't say this is the only true thing. uh,
Exactly, exactly what we from Clube da Aposta try to say. There is no right and wrong. There
mhm.
is only your method. You have to find your method, and there
That's
you
all.
go. Statistical or reading the game, and you can be profitable. Amazing answer. I loved it.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. How long did you take for to find a profitable method? Do you remember how long?
As I said, it was very fast. When I started, uh, even after a few months, I started to be in profit. Because in these days, I'm talking about 2005, 2006, in those days, trading was very easy. Not lots of people were trading. There were no court-siders. Um, the odds aren't very right. You could find lots of wrong odds or wrong prices, uh, lots of value prices. But in these days, odds are very accurate, even in play. If they say 190, then it means 190. You can't beat them easily. That, for example, pre-off, before the match odds, they are 99% very accurate. If they say Barcelona odds is 1.25, then it means 1.25. You can't win backing to them or laying to them. Uh, it's very accurate odds, but in play it's very difficult for the bookmakers to set the odds very accurate. But their mathematical methods, their statistical methods are improving. Their data and data processing is improving every day. So they are doing better. They are giving better odds. So it's more difficult for us, for traders, to find value.
Amazing.
So in those days, it was not very difficult to be profitable.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't take too long for me, but I'm sure you will ask some questions about my courses. In the courses, I say to my trainees that it will take some time, which is maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year to be profitable. You need to be very patient.
Okay.
But it wasn't the same in the past.
Okay. Two questions. The first one: do you believe the market has changed since you begin?
Sure,
Okay.
sure,
Sure.
100% changed. And it's changing every year, nearly every year.
Every. I believe
It's
you have changed the market of goals. You have changed it. We're going to
it,
talk about it later. Come on.
okay,
Okay. Okay. Talking about your training courses,
sure.
a lot of Brazilians are curious about what they can find on them. What do you teach? How's the training?
Uh, First of all, I want to talk about how this course, giving course ideas, came to my mind. I was, or I have been planning this, giving some courses for a few years. This is not happened this year. I have always been thinking about giving some courses, and this year I decided to do that. One of the most important reasons is my language, because you are dealing with lots of people live. Some of them are from England, some of them are out of England. Uh, Lots of different accents or people. So I avoid giving an online course in the first years in England. But this year I became more comfortable. So I started doing this. Um,
This year?
yes, this year I've only done one course, one beginner
Okay.
course and one
Okay.
advanced course,
Okay.
and this pandemic started. Uh, my main course is the advanced one, which I uh, connect to my students with Zoom application, and they are seeing my desktop, they are seeing my letters, they are seeing my uh, everything. I'm explaining them what I'm doing. I'm trying to, when the idea first came to my mind, I thought like this. My students will be like this. Someone is coming to my office, sitting beside me, and I'm teaching them how to trade. They are seeing what I am doing. I'm explaining them everything, not just the trade. Even my equipment, even my applications I'm using, websites I'm using, and my technique and my style of trading. Why I did that, why I did that, why I didn't do that. So it's a perfect chance to learn because you are seeing live everything. It's not like a classroom teaching. In classroom teaching, there is something decided to teach you beforehand, and the teacher teaches you what he wants. That's all. You can't have a chance to see what's happening or how he is trading in his real life. But if I want to learn something, I want to watch him. In medicine, for example, if you're a surgeon, you need to see how it's making an operation. You need to see the professor, how he's doing the operation.
I get it. I have two other questions about it. How much is it?
The courses.
Yes.
There are two courses, as I said. The first one, the advanced one, is my main course. But I thought that some newbies or anyone who has no experience about trading, if they apply for my course, they can't understand anything because there are some basic things that they should know. So I created my basic course, which I am first explaining what is what from the first step to the step that they will know the basics. And this course is 999 pounds, let's say 1,000 pounds, the basic one. And the advanced one costs 2,000 pounds as well. If you sign up both of them, it's 2,500, which you have a discount of 500 pounds. There are two questions which are annoying, but people are keep asking me or writing in the forums.
I guess I know what is it.
One of them, why does anyone teach or give you his edge? Nobody gives their edge to anyone, so he is not giving you anything. One of them, and the second one is the price. They are right. It's not cheap. To be honest, I don't find it very expensive because it's an investment. If you want to learn something new, especially if you are learning something that you can make money from, it's expensive. It's same in the world. For example, cryptocurrencies or marketing courses, they are all expensive because when you invest some money, you will be able to make some profit as well. So you can take your money back. But these two questions, one, why is he teaching this one, and why is it expensive? These are the answers of each other, actually. Why is he teaching? Because it's expensive. I am getting a good money for it. Why it is expensive? Because I'm giving something very valuable. I'm not teaching or I'm not showing some useless information of some theory. They are watching me live. I can't imagine anything more valuable than this.
And you have 15 years of experience, right? So
Yes.
it's the just price. I believe this is very, very cheap.
But
Actually.
if it was a classroom teaching, then
Yes.
you can't ask for thousands of pounds because in the classroom teaching, I don't want to say it's useless or it doesn't worth anything. Of course, it has a meaning and it has a value. But the live trading and watching what I am doing live is priceless.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everything is real, but in classroom, I can explain something, but I can't explain something. I can hide something to myself. but in reality, they see what I'm doing, and they ask, why did you do that? Why didn't you do that? Why did you enter at that point? And it's not just trading. We talk about the psychology part. We talk about the equipment part. I have a very advanced setup. I can show you one day. And each part, each equipment has a meaning. So I explained every one of them in detail. And after that, we have a follow-up period, which is after the 10 hours course. It will not end. I will follow them from Telegram groups. They will be able to contact with me for the 3 months, and they can ask me everything they struggle with. They send me their results, and we discuss on their results. What if they are not successful? We will discuss about where he's making mistakes, and I will try to help them after the course as well, not just in the course. So I think we will continue. There is a big demand. People are asking when will be the next course, but in this time I can't say it will be in May, or we will see. I think in May some leagues will come back, maybe Bundesliga or others.
We hope
So I think I will have some more courses in 2022.
so. Okay, great. Do you believe we from Clube da Aposta produce content for free? I mean, we teach people in the internet for free, but only the basics and the intermediate, and some advanced, of course. It's not exactly for free. Betfair, we have an agreement with Betfair, and we produce content for the internet for free. So newbies or beginners can have the opportunity of learning with us. What do you
Great.
think about it?
I really didn't know. Some people are sending messages and asking me where should they start, or where can they find some free stuff. And I say them I really don't know, because I don't explore. I don't Google it. So I will please, after this interview, send me some links, and I will offer your website to them. It's very valuable for them.
The problem is because 100%
As it's in Portuguese.
It's in Portuguese.
Um,
I produce content in Spanish. But it's some other website which is Apuestas Club. But it's basically the same. It's the same company, but for people who speak Spanish. But that's okay. Thank you very
if
much.
if there are some videos, I can suggest adding some English subtitles.
That's great. Okay, so let's talk about the World Cup. In the last World Cup, you earned more than 200,000 euros or dollars. I don't know. Did
Euros.
you euros? Okay. Did you expect such a profit?
To be honest, no.
No.
No. The tournament went very good, unexpectedly good. First of all, I had very good pictures, very fast pictures. One of the reason is that the second one, the liquidity was very, very, very good.
Yes. All traders are playing in this stuff, in this game, for example.
Yes, sure. And maybe I was lucky a little bit. I don't believe in luck in the long term. But sometimes you have big chances or big profits. You are waiting for, let's say, 20 or 30,000 pounds or euros, and if two of them wins, then you will up 60,000 euros in a day. So it's a luck for just one day, of course, but I don't believe in luck in the long term. I don't believe in anybody if say I am a lucky or I am an unlucky man. It doesn't make sense. Nobody is lucky or nobody is unlucky. In the long term, all of us are same in terms of luck.
Okay.
But you can be lucky in a tournament because it's very short period, and it was a lucky tournament for me.
I believe that World Cup in specific was very unique. Things happened in their World Cup that wouldn't happen in any other one. So that I believe that was you were telling us you're lucky. Okay.
Maybe yes.
Okay. Were you surprised by the impact of your goals alerts that you had?
Uh, yes, the story of goal alerts started like this. People are always asking me, especially when I post a green screen. They say you are always posting green screens and you are telling nothing. You don't give us any tips. They are right, but my trading style is very fast. It happens in seconds or in minutes, so I don't have much time to post a Twitter post like go to a goal or do this, do that. So I thought about how can I help them. Uh, and one of my techniques is it's like gambling, not trading, because in trading, theoretically, it means opening a position and hedging it, buying and selling, buying and selling. We call this
Exactly.
trade. But in goal alerts, we are gambling. We are just making one bet and wait until the end. So we can't say it's a trade. But this is the only way that can I could help people. So I decided to try this. So when I found anything value in terms of a goal, I started to post this from Twitter first. Then we switched to another platform, which was Telegram. I think
Telegram.
we
Yes.
moved to Telegram.
Do you still have
Uh,
it or no?
at the moment, no.
Okay.
And Discord, we tried Discord as well in the World Cup.
Yes.
Uh, so I started to post goal alerts, which became very popular, and my follower numbers increased very much in those days, and my goal alerts became very successful. I was posting the results of every month after the month, and we closed all the months in profit, which is a big success, a really big success. Um, but this happens if you bet on every single tip that I gave. So I'm very sorry from the people if they lose money because of my tips, because sometimes I send let's say 15 tips in a month, and some people just catch 5 of them and all of them can lost.
Yes.
So
I
he
get
will
it.
be in loss, and I'm very sorry if this happens, and I know this happens at least for someone. Uh, and this became more popular, and as you said, I started to change the price in the markets. So when I sent an alert, uh, and I was looking for the prices, and I was seeing that the prices are drifting just after I sent an alert, which is not good because, for example, if I say 180 to lay in the under markets, and when I say goal alerts, it start to drift to 185, 188, 190. So it's not value anymore. If you lay from 190, it's
It's
not
not
a
valid.
value bet. So it started to lose its meaning and started to lose the sense. So I uh, decided to stop it because it's, as I said, lost its meaning.
I have two sentences that I saw in other interview you gave to an English channel on
Mhm.
YouTube. The first one is, can you define value?
It's one of the most difficult questions because for defining value, you need to know the price. As I give an analogy with the price of this telephone, you need to know the price of this telephone first to say that if this is value or not. Someone says this is or this pen is £2. Okay, good, but I need to know uh, what is the real price of this pen at the store. If I know this, then I can say if it's free in the store, then if someone offers me for 2, it's value. But if you don't know its price, then if someone says this is 50 pounds, I can't say it's expensive or cheap. So I don't know. Maybe this is people doesn't know the price of my course, real price of my course. So when they heard that it's 2,000 pounds for an advanced course, just 10 hours and 2,000, it's very expensive. What are you comparing with?
Exactly.
You need to compare it. For example, you need to say, yes, this person who is a successful trader as well, he is giving a real course like you, sharing his desktop, and he's giving to 500. Yes, then my course is expensive, I accept. But there is nothing to compare with, because according to my knowledge, I don't know anyone who is doing the same. Do you know something? I'm honestly asking. Do you know someone who is doing the same thing with me at the moment for football?
Who?
Anyone? Did
Oh.
you see anyone
No.
doing the same courses,
No.
not classroom, live, and showing what they are doing?
In Brazil, yes, we do it.
Yes.
But not in other countries. No, never.
Thank you.
The second sentence would be, the more strategies you have, the better.
Yes, I said this. In the course, we are talking on 4 different strategies. These are the ones that I mostly use. One of them is like goal alerts, just making a bet and let it run. The second one is like scalping, buying and selling, sometimes very fast or sometimes waiting for a limited time, and 2 other strategies as well. So if you have lots of strategies, it's better than having one. But I always suggest that be experienced on one first, then go to the second. Don't try to make both of them at the same time if you are not familiar with them. It's like learning more than one instrument at a time. First, learn how to play a flute, then go to the second. But don't try both of them, because you need to see the results of each strategy. And in Betfair slip or Betfair profit and loss screen, these are very, very mixed if you use both of them. If you want to use them, try in different accounts, not in the same account. So try one strategy in one account and open an account for your friend or for your brother, sister, whoever, and try the second in the second account, and then after a month or 3 months, you will see the results. If you are successful in both, then well done.
Okay, amazing. Now let's talk about the gold markets again. Do you believe after the World Cup, the market has changed because of you? Do you believe that? I believe so, really. After you send a lot of goal alerts, I believe you have changed the market. Not you, but because of you. What do you think about it?
I'm 100% agree with that. The markets has changed, but I can't say it's because of me or if it has a relation between me or not. But they exactly changed because I think lots of companies, not traders, there are big companies started to be interested in football trade as well, like other trade markets. So they discovered that there is a good profit, there is a good opportunity to make profit in these markets, and I saw that the odds started to increase in the under market. So it's very difficult to find, more difficult to find value to lay and let it run. So in the goal alert strategy, it's more difficult to find any value. So I'm agree. The markets has changed, and they are changing every day, every year.
Yes, I agree.
They are completely dynamic things. They
People
are
are
changing, and you need to cope, and uh, you need to change as well with them. If you stay here, you can't go with them. You need to go with them. If they change, you need to change as well. If they change here, you too.
exactly amazing. We need to grow with the market. Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. Okay, next question. We are finishing. We have some other questions.
Sure.
With your earnings on the World Cup, you would be considered a millionaire here in Brazil. My point is, a lot of people think millionaires don't need to work anymore. Okay, so what has inspired you to continue trading, and do you have any future goals? So you've been trading for 15 years. So do you have something that makes you keep trading?
Uh, um, First of all, I'm not agree with the idea that people who have lots of money don't need to work or um, don't have to work. If you look at the richest people in the world, you will see that they are working very hard than all of us. They are not. I don't think they are working for money anymore. But if you are successful in any area, then it gives you some positive feeling to be successful. It's different than money. After some money, it doesn't mean anything, just zeros or just numbers. But if you are successful in doing something, and in my case, I'm not working as a doctor, so being a doctor is a very big satisfaction. If you help someone, you really get very big satisfaction. If he prays for you or he thanks you, it's a good satisfaction. And I'm away from it for 3 years in England, so I need a satisfaction, and uh, being successful in trading or in anything is a satisfaction. So this is my first motive, not the money or not a greed, making more money like this.
For the
Uh,
passion, maybe? For the passion of watching football?
yes, and the second thing, I like watching football. As I said, it doesn't matter if I'm trading or not. I like watching football, so I like doing this. And this is my job, as I said. This is not about money. This is
Okay.
why I started to give courses as well, because giving courses is a social thing, but trading is very antisocial. You are alone in trading business. But when I'm making a course, making a session with 10 people, it's very interactive. It's very fun. You have lots of friends all over the world. They are asking questions. They are thanking you. They are sending some green screens of theirs, and you become happy to feel that you help them and you make them uh, profitable. It's a very good thing. For future plans, um I'm planning to decrease my trading year by year, and I'm working with a group now uh, on uh, creating a bot which makes or which imitates what I'm doing now. Uh, they are experts on machine learning and artificial intelligence. So their machine is watching me while trading. So machine will do what I'm doing at the moment soon. Uh, Another plan is my courses. I'm keen on continuing these courses in the future, and maybe personal one-to-one courses, because there are some demands who are asking me to teach them one-to-one, not with a classroom or 10 people. This is another option. Maybe I will get only one student at a time, and I will teach him for a while until he gets profitable. This is another option.
Okay, amazing. Do you think money can change people, like their soul?
Sure.
Sure.
For example, it changed me in the beginning. After I win some amount of money, my mind blow up, and I started to see the dreams of luxury cars and other things, and it started to change me. But I was able to say stop. But some people can't say stop, and
Okay, I can
uh,
tell. I can tell because uh, we're supposed to have this meeting last week, and I was very sick, and
yes,
you were very understandable. You accepted my my conditioning, and then you said, "No, that's okay. We
sure.
can have this meeting next week." That's I was very impressed actually. So you never lost your humble. You will keep doing your stuff like
Never,
normally.
because I
Yes.
promised you to make this interview.
Thank you very much for this. Okay. Do you believe your profession before you being a trading? I mean, being a
Hmm.
psychiatrist helped you to become this trader you are now.
I think yes, yes, I think yes, because uh, psychology part is a really big part in becoming a successful trader, and it's usually underestimated. Lots of people doesn't think that it's a very important thing, but it is. How can I say this? Because I have lots of friends, and their trading knowledge is nearly same with me. They know football very well. They can read football very well. They know how to trade. They know when to enter, when to exit the market. Uh, but they are not successful as me. Even not close. If I'm here, they are here or here. And when I think what should be the reason, what can be the reason behind this, I can see the only difference between us is our psychological determination. Uh, because if they start to lose, or if they enter a losing period, most of them lost their temper and make very big mistakes. But I don't. You can't see me making too many mistakes uh, after some losses. For example, in the courses, I sometimes lose money, and my students see that. For example, in the last course, uh, in my first or second trade, I lost a stake, and lots of most of them said after the course, we were very happy to see you losing because we saw that you didn't change anything, neither your face, emotions, nor your uh, moves. They were all same. You didn't change anything, any style, any emotion, and you continue and recovered that loss and come to the profit. It's very important. I think my one of my strongest part is controlling my feelings and emotions, and being a psychiatrist helped me too much in this
Okay,
achievement.
amazing, awesome. You have more than 15 years of experience. Which one was the most important lesson that you have learned between then and now? Okay.
I have learned lots of lessons. Uh, But I think I can say knowing where to stop is the best lesson that I have learned in these 15 years. I mean, you can learn how to trade. You can learn when to enter, when to exit. These are very easy to learn. Or if you join to my course, I will teach you these ones. Or you don't need to join my course. You can even find them with your own. The most difficult part is deciding when not to do anything, because when
Yes, I
you
agree.
sit behind your desk, and for example there will be a Belarus game 50 minutes later, lots of people think like that. We have just one game or just two games. I need to trade. No, sometimes I say to my students, if you don't like the market, if the odds doesn't show any value, or you didn't like the odds or the game, don't do anything. Just stop. There will be another game. There will be another game. These games will not end, even in this pandemic. You see, there's still games, and there will be in the May, in 2 months later, 3 months later. There will always be games. So you are not missing anything. Just stop. If you don't feel good, stop. If you take some alcohol, stop. If you are unhappy, if you are angry, stop. And the most important thing that I've learned in these years is when to stop, when not to enter. I see some similarity between in the psychiatry. Do you know what's the most difficult thing in psychiatry?
I really
Most
don't.
people, I don't expect you to know this, but most people can say drugs or talking,
Oh.
giving advice, blah blah blah. No, these aren't. The most difficult thing is silence and listening.
Mm.
You can say this is the easiest thing, but no, these are the most difficult things, because when some patients come to you and start talking, you need to talk as well, or you need to say something, but you don't. It's very difficult to shut up and just listen. That's the same in trading. Sometimes not doing anything is the best thing. Just watch and just try to understand. Just do any silly moves. Just wait for the best moment in the market. Just like a lion attacking a deer or other animal. It stays silent, it waits, and when it comes to best opportunity, the lion attacks and kills its
I understand. I get it.
animal.
Okay. I have two questions for you now about can
Sure,
you watch more than one game at the same time?
sure.
How many
Uh,
games can you
two,
watch? Like,
at least two, sometimes three.
okay, like me, I cannot watch more than three. I
Yes, three
that's
is
my
my
experience.
maximum as well. I
Yes.
tried four or more, but it I'm not successful if I watch four games or more at the same time.
Me
So
neither.
three is my maximum, but I prefer two.
Me too.
Uh,
Me too. We are connected. Okay, do you still make mistakes in the market even after 15 years of experience?
I don't have a constant stake, so I set my stakes according to the market. I look
No,
at
I mean, do you make mistakes in the
sorry,
market
sorry,
even
sorry.
after 15 years?
I
Sorry.
I heard stakes.
Okay,
You asked mistakes.
that's going to be my next question about your stakes.
Okay.
Okay.
Mistakes, yes, of course I do mistakes. Some of them uh, are related to me, but some of them are my out of my control. For example, I saw it's a goal kick, but the referee says it's a corner.
Okay.
So it's a mistake, but it's not about me, or I misjudge the position. But the others, for example, I sometimes misclick, or I am a human. Of course, in a weekend time, I make thousands of decisions, because every click is a decision. Canceling a bet, sending a bet, hedging, setting a stake. Everything is a decision, and it's impossible to make 100% true right decisions.
Exactly.
So I make mistakes, but the point is making as low as you can. So if you are doing 1% if you make 100 moves and one of them is a mistake, then it can be acceptable. But if you have more than 5% mistakes, then you are doing something wrong probably. But yes, I do mistakes.
I believe that when you make a mistake, when traders in general make mistakes, we have the opportunity of correct this mistake, right? Don't you think? It's very easy because it's just 5 seconds to left the market. So that's the very great thing in Betfair. So
Sure.
sure. So next question. How do you manage your money? I mean, do you have a standard stake or you vary according to
Oh,
your confidence?
okay. My previous.
Why are you laughing?
Uh,
Okay,
I
your
don't.
previous.
I don't have a constant stake, but at the beginning, I suggest the traders to have a constant stake, which is not more than 10% of their total bank. For example, if you have a 200 pounds, then your stake shouldn't be more than 20 pounds. But in my case, I'm just setting my stakes according to the market. I look at the market. For example, if it's a first half market, then liquidity is lower than the second half. So I use lower stakes, because it doesn't make sense if you play with, for example, the figures in the market are 50, 60, 15. And if you play with 5,000, it will be very weird, and lots of people will scare from your amount. So I don't want to scare people. I don't want to influence the market. So I'm choosing the stakes according to the market liquidity.
Do you have you ever controlled the market with one of your stakes, for example, like a
I don't
shark?
I don't believe in controlling the market. It's set, but in play, it's very difficult to control the market. So I
Okay.
can say I have never done this, and I don't want to do this.
Okay.
Uh, I'm I prefer being invisible in the market.
Oh.
I don't want to be seen in the market by others. Uh, so that's why I choose my stakes lower. Because
Okay.
if you are shouting that I'm a shark and I'm here, then you are changing the market, and lots of people
Exactly.
scare and escape because they saw that there's a shark in the sea. If you saw a shark in the sea, do you swim in that sea or uh, no?
Exactly. We left. Okay. We leave. Okay. Next, four more questions. Five more questions. I believe you have losses, of course,
Sure.
as in any type of risk investment. How do you deal with these losses, and what advice you would give to a beginner?
First of all, I have lots of losses.
We
Um,
all do.
Everybody. If you are
Yes.
trading, if you are risking some money, then it's inevitable that you will lose today or tomorrow, but you will have losses. The point uh, is there an inevitable loss or not? I mean, is there a way to escape from that loss or not? Because sometimes there is not a way to escape. For example, you can do a good bet, you can make a good bet, but it's actually a ball, and it doesn't go in if it doesn't want. So, or
It's part
some,
of the profession.
yes,
Losing money is part of the profession.
exactly. That's what I say. If you deposit a money into Betfair, then you should think that you have already lost it. It's not yours. You have lost it, and you
Awesome.
gave it to Betfair or Bettag or other exchanges. If you win something, for example, you deposit 100 euros, then you need to think that you have already lost it. If it's became 300, you haven't win anything yet. It's still in Betfair. It's 300 yet. It looks like you tripled your money. It was 100 and it's now 300. When you withdraw that money to your bank, now it's yours. But if it's in Betfair, it's not yours. So if you lost 50 from your 300, you didn't lose it. When you deposit, you lost it. When you withdraw it, you make it. You win it. So, for example, I don't look at my profit and loss too often in a day. I don't look at what is my position today. I am up 50, I am down. I don't look at my bank account or Betfair account balance. I don't check it because it's not important.
Exactly.
If I deposit it or if I withdraw it, it becomes important. But I don't check. I don't think about my balance. And it's not about I have lots of money. It's not related to it. Even if you have 100, you shouldn't check all the time. Because if you feel that, for example, you have 100 pounds and after 2 hours, it's 90, then your brain will start, I am minus 10 today, and I need to recover it as soon as possible. Before closing this day, I need to come to the level. But it's a very wrong thinking. You should be, how can I say this? You shouldn't check your balance, and you shouldn't think that I am minus today, I am positive today. No. At the end of the month, you can see that you are in profit or loss, or when you withdraw or deposit. That's all.
That's one of the reasons people break their account. That's one of the reasons, because they see they are minus like 10 pounds and they are, oh, I have to recover, and then they bet what they can't, and then they lose everything. So next question is very intriguing. What being a trader has given you that your old profession hasn't or didn't, since you're not a psychiatrist anymore?
Can I take the question again, please? I couldn't understand.
What being a trader has given you that your old profession, being a psychiatrist, hasn't? Like, you are a trader now, so being a trader gave you something that being a psychiatry didn't.
Lots of things. First, money.
Okay, the most important thing, I guess.
The second, popularity. I'm more popular in trading.
Really?
Sure. For example, if you Google my real name, which is Ersen Guven, and if you Google Psychoff, you will see thousands of results in Psychoff and just 4 or 5 results in my real name. So my trading career is far more popular than my psychiatrist career. I can say everything, but just one thing, the satisfaction part is
that means a lot.
in psychiatry, the satisfaction part is very big. You can't get it in trade business. You just satisfy from the numbers or some achievements. For example, not just money. For example, backing from 1,000 odds was my dream for years, and winning it, because it's the biggest achievement a trader can get. And I have done this 2 times. I have won 2 times with the 1,000 odds win. This is a satisfaction as well, but helping someone's health or helping someone's life is a big satisfaction.
Okay, it's great.
Uh,
Of course, we are all sad about coronavirus. And how much do you think this will impact the football or even the market? Do you think the market will suffer some consequences?
it's a difficult question because it's difficult to foresee what will happen next. But I think the world needs football. The industry needs football. So sooner or later, the football will come back. So I don't think there will be a big change in football industry or betting industry. Sooner or later, they will be back. Maybe the crowds will be less, or maybe without audience. Some of the games will be without audience, but it will not affect our trading. I don't think it will have a big impact on football matches, and I hope so.
Maybe in the beginning, I don't know later, but maybe in the beginning, yes, but I don't know after that. Okay, last question and very important. Have you ever thought about giving up?
No.
No, after that 6 months that you talked to your wife, after that, have you ever thought about giving up? No.
No.
Never.
Because I don't have anything to do if I give up.
Okay.
I need to do something about football or trading. I need to find something first before giving up. But it's, as I said, I'm getting older, and it's becoming more difficult after some age. For example, when I was younger, it wasn't a problem to sit here 12 hours a day. But now I have some back aches or shoulder aches.
I get it. I'm facing the same.
You are much younger.
But I'm facing the same.
And my attention can be distracted easily. So I'm struggling to trade for long hours.
Okay.
Maybe I can choose only the best big games in the future. For example, just big teams games and trade in them, just the Champions Leagues or like this. But today I'm trading in Romanian league or Greece or Portugal, some of the second leagues as well in Bundesliga 2, Serie B, like that.
Okay.
Maybe I will decrease them in the future, but I haven't think about giving up yet. Maybe these courses or the bot projects will help me to completely give up trading, manual trading. We will see.
That wouldn't be giving up. That would be retiring, actually, not giving up. But okay. Would you like to come to Brazil one day?
Yes, but my wife wants it very very
because
much.
he's giving interview to a Brazilian. I'm joking.
My wife is curious about Brazil too much. She wants to go there.
Okay.
And as a Turkish citizen and Turkish person, we always have sympathy to Brazil and Brazilian people. Maybe this is about football because you are passionate about football, and Turkey as well. And the style of playing football is same. It depends on technique rather than strength or stamina. It's just being more technical players. So when a Brazil national team plays with someone else, I know me and lots of my friends support Brazil because we love Brazilian football, the type of football they play. So why not? I really want to come to Brazil one day, and maybe we will meet in person there with you one day.
That would be great. You're very welcome to come here.
Sure, we will
Okay.
be in contact for sure. You are my friend. You are added to my Telegram, and
That is a pleasure. We're done. To finish it, the interview, can we play 2 little games quickly?
sure,
Okay.
sure.
This is a surprise. He wasn't expecting this. But
Yes.
let's do this word association. I mean, I would tell some words and you have to answer with just one word. Okay?
Okay.
A football team. Just one word. A football team that you must like.
Football team.
Team, yes.
The first word which appears in my mind is Fenerbahce. I don't know why, because I was a big fan when I was young, but after I became a trader and I became a professional trader, I learned to suppress my feelings. And
Okay.
for example, I can watch Fenerbahce match very easily, and I don't mix my emotions with my trades. I sometimes back to Fenerbahce, I sometimes lay Fenerbahce. It doesn't matter. And I when Fenerbahce loses a game, I don't get angry or sad. If I back against them, I become happy.
Okay.
But I don't know why when you said football team, Fenerbahce
Okay.
word appeared in my mind.
Okay. A national team.
National team.
National team. Yes.
Oh,
Turkey, please
it's
say
again
Turkey.
Turkey. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. A player.
Maybe we talked about Alex, but it's Alex de Souza.
Okay. Back or lay? What do you prefer?
Back.
Back. A dream.
Dream.
Yes.
Inevitable or no? I need a translation.
That's okay. You have your time.
Eternal.
Okay. Eternity.
Immortal. Yes.
Mortality. Okay. Best game of your life. You told me you don't remember, right? Can you remember the best game of your life?
It's a game from Turkey, not the ones that I trade. It's between Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. They are rivals. They don't like each other. They hate each other. And there was a game between Galatasaray and Fenerbahce maybe 15 or 20 years ago. It was 3-4, and Fenerbahce win from 3-0 down to 4-3. It's one of the amazing games in Turkish football history.
The worst game of your life.
Don't
remember?
Nothing. No.
You love all of them. Okay. Now, the second game is you have to say green for profit and red for loss. Okay? Modric winning the Balloons d'Or is a green or a red?
This year?
No, that the year he won. the year he won? It's a green or a red? I mean, he deserved it.
Yes. Yes,
So it's a
yes, green.
Okay. Back Turkey against Brazil.
Red.
Red?
Red.
Really? Okay, the last one is imagine the situation. World Cup's final. Okay. You're late against Turkey with, I don't know, 500,000, for example. And Turkey.
I late Turkey?
Yes, you're late Turkey. And,
Okay.
But it's the final of the World Cup.
Okay.
But the Turkey, your country, is the champion. It's a green on a red.
Red.
Red? You prefer the money.
Yes.
I would say the same. Amazing. That was it. Thank you very much for being here with us. We just talked to Psychoff, the legend. Would you like to say your last words to Brazilian? Would you like to try a Portuguese word? Or you know nothing?
I don't know any Portuguese word.
Okay.
But thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet with my Brazilian friends.
Thank you.
This is my first video interview as well. So
a
I'm
pleasure.
really interested in going to Brazil and meeting with the friends there. I'm really interested in this. Maybe after this pandemic, we can plan for a visit if we can.
Thank you very much.